You're listening to KOWA 106.5 FM Olympia with Shauna Hawk, a.k.a. Lady Hawk. And I have a special guest today on our show, Rosa Clemente. Rosa Clemente is a leading scholar in Afro-Latinx identity and anti-racist struggles in the 60s and 70s. Among many of her accolades are that Rosa was chosen to be in Ebony Magazine's top 100 most inspirational African Americans. Rosa was also a 2008 Green Party vice presidential candidate and is a current doctoral candidate in the W.E.B. Du Bois Department of Afro-American Studies at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. Rosa is an activist, an artist, and a hip-hop scholar, as well as a community and political organizer. Without further ado, let me introduce Rosa Clemente. How you doing?
Great. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here and traveling all this way here to Olympia, Washington. So yesterday you gave a lecture, and it was extremely instrumental. And, some of the things that at Evergreen and some of the things that really stood out for me was your points around anti-Blackness within, various communities, brown communities. Can you touch on that a little bit?
Well, yeah, excuse me. I think the last couple of years, the word white supremacy has become very mainstream and very understood, which is fantastic because back when I was in college in the 90s, to say white supremacy was very controversial, but and someone that really coined the term as a systemic issue was a psychologist by the name of Neely Fuller, and he said if you don't understand white supremacy, anything and everything will confuse you. Mm. So, especially for young people, they don't often understand that white supremacy is an ecosystem that permeates through everything we do every day, where whiteness is privileged. But what's been missing from the conversation is then how do we deal with anti-Blackness? Because anti-Blackness could happen from the white community. It could happen from other Black folks, other brown folks. It happens all over the world, especially where there are African descendants in Latin America and the Caribbean, the Spanish-speaking Caribbean. So with now the word Afro-Latinx, Latino, or Latina being the same way very popularized 2 years, about the last 2 to 3 years, what a lot of people who are doing work around that are not looking at is how do you deal with anti-Blackness, right? Like you can't just say you're Afro-Latina, Latino, Latinx, claim being African descendant and then do things that are anti-Black. And that conversation is beginning to happen, but I'm really trying to push it even more forward through my academic work and my public life. I've been definitely one of those, I guess, generational people that for a long time, a lot of people were not comfortable saying that they were Black or African descendant in the larger Latinx community.